5, Brett Gray. Number 15, Brendan Feeney. Number 3, Mason Packer. And our special guest star, last year he was number 1 on the field, number 1 in our hearts. This year he's injured and taking on the role for our Skyview Storm as an assistant coach and doing a little bit of everything for this program. And that number 1's Michael Stromberg.
Hello and welcome to the Kiggins Bowl. It is time for a VPS Game Time EPS Sports collaboration. I'm Craig Burnback and I'm joined by my good friend Nick Vole, will be my partner tonight, and we've got Skyview and Evergreen. It's a battle of undefeated tonight, Nick, and they're almost ready to go.
Yeah, very exciting. This is our second EPS VPS collaboration. I'm glad we're able to do it tonight. I'm the chocolatier vanilla.
Here we go. The kickoff by Skyview, a little punch kick. Just going to be taken down there around the 20-yard line for Evergreen. The Plainsmen will start 1st and 10 from about the 21-yard line. And both these teams, as I mentioned, are undefeated. Skyview 3-0, Evergreen 2-0. They've both beaten Prairie as a common opponent. But these two teams, Nick, they haven't played for quite a while. It's been since, I think, 2015 since these two teams squared off.
Yeah, in 2008 since Evergreen has beaten Skyview. But, Evergreen a 3A school, Skyview a 4A school. They don't have cause to play each other that much except for in the new Greater St. Helens League with the lack of 3A schools across the area. Most of the schools are either 4A or 2A, so all the middle schools get left in the lurch a little bit, so they're playing tonight.
Handoff to start things off right up the gut. That's Kyle Norton for Evergreen. A nice, it's like 6-7 yards. Not a bad way to start out that series. Maybe I gave him too many yards. I think it's more like 4.
We're a long ways away.
Thank you for, I just missed it. So here we are at 2nd and 5 to clarify. In the shotgun formation is your quarterback.
That number 9, J.J. Wooden.
He's going to short pass over the middle, caught. That's a first down by Tawan Kondi, the senior, 5'9", with the grab. Oh, actually, number 3, that is Dominic Bowles with the first down grab. Evergreen is on the move all the way up now to their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, good throw from Wooden right off the bat. He is their biggest offensive weapon. He's an interesting story, a transfer from Lake Oswego High School. Came over last winter. He's been at Evergreen for about 18 months, but this is his first season at quarterback for the Plainsmen.
He's back in the shotgun, takes a snap, got a fake handoff. Wooden's going to take it himself, cuts up, nice gain. He's getting close to that first down marker, about 9 yards on first down from Wooden. Evergreen's offense is looking good.
Yeah, Wooden a tough player to take down, 6'4", so a big prototypical size QB. He's off to a great start this year. In the first game of the year, he had 4 touchdowns and 300-yard passing against Prairie. And last week, in a tight one against Heritage, he led them on a 73-yard drive for a game-winning touchdown. So a lot of leadership from a senior, and he obviously knows how to throw that football.
Back in the shotgun, couple claps. He'll call out the signals and look for the football. Pitch out right, just looking to get that 1/2 yard, and he got it. That is Kyle Norton that time, the junior, 5'9". Needed about 1, got about 1.5. First down, Evergreen, right at the 50-yard line.
And Evergreen with a pair of effective running backs in Kyle Norton and O'Shea Jackson.
Hey, when you need a 1/2 yard, you get a yard, that's called a win.
And Tanner Beeman there for Skyview, holding on for dear life, but good tackle there from behind.
About 9:50 got left in this first quarter as we're just getting started. Skyview and Evergreen, the battle of undefeateds, from the 50-yard line. J.J. Wooden takes the snap, big rush, gets it away and complete, but would have been better off it being incomplete because that's going to be for a loss. That's a big play from Gabe Wright, the senior, with a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and long now for Evergreen.
The speed with which he got through, I'm wondering, did they just let him walk through it for an attempted screen almost, or was that a blown assignment?
Somebody didn't do their job, I think would be right, Nick. And no matter what, I will say this, Skyview's defense definitely did their job, and now it is 2nd and 14. So this is the first time that Evergreen had an unsuccessful first down. Let's see how they do on 2nd and long. It's Wooden again. He's going to keep it himself, look for some yardage. Not a lot there. He won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Swarmed there by the Storm's defense.
Yeah, Tanner Beeman again, Red Sarvella on the tackle. I didn't see the third player, but when there's 3 defenders and 1 offensive player, the defense is...
Yeah, I don't think this was a design run. I think he was looking for some kind of short pass, and it just wasn't there, so he tried to make the best of it. But now he's in a 3rd and long situation. The Plainsmen are 3rd and 13. Now at their own 47-yard line.
Well, maybe we'll see Wooden try to stretch it out a little bit. He had that good pass on first down to begin this possession. We'll see if he can go vertical here.
And, you know, at this point, you might not need all of it because you might be able to go out for it on 4th down if you get a big enough gain. It's a little bubble screen, but it is, well, it is sniffed out there by Gabe Martin again. Huge tackle by Martin. And that's going to bring out the punting unit because I said you got to get some. They got none.
Yeah, looking so far offensively, they're not looking downfield much. A lot of these quick outs to the flat to see if they can make a play in space, but Skyview's defense is swarming.
All right, so we'll get our first punt of the game here with about 7:30 left in the first quarter. Or at least we're looking like a punt. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I would assume not a great place for a fake right here. Sideways kick. It's going to get a good roll. That's going to go inside the 20 and go all the way down to the 12-yard line. Well done that time by number 21. That's Eli del Angel with a beautiful kick.
Yeah, kick returner Xavier Owens, the all-league player, sort of backed away, didn't want anything to do with that kick, and took an Evergreen bounce.
So now we'll see the Storm go on offense for the first time. And the Storm coming off a huge win last week, beating the Union Titans at Mackenzie. Was that at Mackenzie Stadium? Was that?
No,
that was here at Kickins Bowl. So big win against Union to get themselves to 3-0 on this young, weird, wacky season that we're having.
And we broadcasted that game last week. It's very exciting. Skyview down for much of the game and came back in the 4th quarter with a short touchdown pass. Xavier Owens with the slant for the game-winning touchdown, and then they held on for dear life against Union's offense.
Skyview starts out with a short run. There's Gabe Martin, who's just made 2 huge plays on defense. Couldn't get much going there. Looked to get on the outside, gained about 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for Skyview. That's Clark Coleman back there taking the snap, and that's right up the gut. That's a nice run. That's Martin again. That's a tough run. That's great blocking up front there. Did they get close to the first? Oh, it's going to be 3rd and 1. I gave him an extra yard, so not quite there, but still a nice 2nd down run by the Storm.
would imagine we're going to see Martin again here.
That seems to be the right way to go. Clark Coleman looks over to the sidelines, looking for the play. Then he steps in. It looks like he might be changing it at the line of scrimmage. Maybe an audible here on 3rd and 1, calling for the snap, and there it goes. It is going to Martin, and he will just muscle his way to get that first down. So we've seen a lot of Gabe Martin already in this football game on both sides of the football.
Yeah, he's a big dude. It's tough to bring him down as an individual defender.
Yeah, 6'2", 230 pounds for Martin.
That's lineman size often in high school. So
took a little while to move the chains on that one, but there they go. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 26 for Skyview. And the sky is cleared for us here at Kiggins-Bowl. No rain right now. Short pass. He hits Teddy Beaver, who makes a cut up field for a decent gain there on 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his footing just a little bit, but recovered to get some positive yardage.
We did hit some heavy rain here for a little while this afternoon, but looks like we're good. Yeah, he did. He did a little slip and roll. Ended up taking himself down there, but got 3 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 7.
Now this turf does drain pretty well, so I'm curious to see if the ball's wet or if the teams are just deliberately not trying to throw it downfield yet.
It's early. Give him some time. There is Martin looking for a big hole. Nice job up front. He gets out free. One man to beat. He's not going to beat him, but that's still going to be a beautiful 2nd down run from Gabe Martin. That's our first big play of the day as Martin got great blocking up front and did a little bit himself. Carried a defender for a couple of yards all the way to the 48-yard line of Evergreen.
Yeah, who needs to pass when you can just hand it off and pick up a big chunk of yardage?
Yeah, look at the holes there. Great cutback. And found some space.
You know, Martin is sporting one of my favorite pieces of football equipment, which is the roll behind the helmet. I don't think his is a roll. It's kind of like a
Tom Rathman, I think they call it. On 1st down, little pass over the middle. That's a great move. It looks like that's Jaden Knapp finds himself all the way down for a long gain. Looked like it might be a nice 7 or 8 yard run, and then Knapp did the rest, broke a tackle and burst upfield all the way to the 31. That is another 1st down for the Storm.
Yeah, some great horizontal cut here to evade the defender. He bounces off a tackle right here, and then watch it goes boop right there to the side, and another one there to avoid the defender.
I like that. I heard the boop up here, so I'm sure that's exactly what happened. The old boop move gets you every time. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 on the 31. Coleman looks for the ball, and no surprise here. He's going to Martin up the gut. Nice 1st down run for about 4 yards.
I got the boop from my 3-year-old son who likes to go up and boop cars. He just pressed boop. So,
you know,
my
don't
son's
give away your secrets. Your best stuff coming from a 3-year-old. You don't want to give that out.
Yeah, I don't have a catchphrase yet, so maybe that's my catchphrase.
Oh, that's a terrible catchphrase. Martin, we see him again go up the middle, and it's about 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 from the 26. Coleman again takes a snap. He's going to look deep. He throws down the line. He's got a man. He's got himself a touchdown. That is Xavier Owens in the end zone for 6. Great blocking up front. Great pass. Great catch. That's exactly what you want if you are the Skyview Storm.
Wow, Xavier Owens there showing the burner that we've seen over the last couple of games. He's got 9 receptions for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns in the last 2 league games, and you can see why right there, the separation he gets once he hits that sort of second level.
Right what Skyview wanted to do on their opening drive. They've got 6, they're looking for 7 as they'll look to knock in the extra point. That was a perfect pass from Coleman right on the money to his open receiver. The kick, that's up, and that is good. 7-0 Skyview with the lead. And started out with the run to open things up, and we talked about going downfield, and Coleman said, we'll wait just a little bit, get the thinking run, and boom, or shall I say boop, right out there for the touchdown to Xavier Owens. 180-pound, 6-foot senior just beat his man on a 1-1 coverage and ended up in the end zone. So now if you're Evergreen, I think you want to have an answer, because you know Skyview's offense can be explosive. You do not want to get down, 2 scores early. So Evergreen's going to look and see if they can do something on offense. They did pretty well until they got caught on that one loss of 4 yards on first down at about midfield, really set them back. So let's see if they can get the momentum back on their side as Skyview lines up for the kickoff. 3:29 left here at the Kiggins Bowl, the first quarter of our matchup between Skyview and Evergreen. Another little short kick. This one is fielded, though, at about the 32-yard line. We'll get out to about the 36-yard line. So Skyview kind of playing it safe there, knowing they'd rather just let them start around the 35-yard line rather than risk a long return.
It's interesting. We've seen a lot more of those kinds of kicks this football season than I recall seeing in previous years. We've been covering football for, several years here. We're seeing it multiple times per game, these little kicks.
Well, Nick, I got to think the fact that they haven't been able to practice the way they usually practice, one of the last things you can get to is special teams possibly. It's such a big part of the game, but when you're getting kids out there and have to get them prepared so quickly, you're probably working on your offensive game plan and your defensive game plan, and you're probably saying, let's just take this special teams thing as easy as possible right now. And that's the kind of things they're dealing with these pandemic-shortened seasons. Evergreen starts out the short handoff up the middle, but I think we might have had a flag before the snap. I'm going to guess our call is coming from our referee right now.
Looks like it was offsides against Skyview.
So that's a free 5 yards for Evergreen. They'll start now 1st and 5, and they'll be moved out to the 41-yard line.
Well, and speaking of those special teams, we saw last week Skyview did kick off. Union returned it all the way to the house, one of the biggest plays of the game. So, perhaps that's the reason why, as you mentioned. There's a lot of chaos in those special teams plays.
Absolutely. All right, J.J. Wooden back behind, and another whistle. This time they're going to give it right on back. So that's a false start on Evergreen, and we're right back where we started, 1st and 10 at the 36. If we had a time machine, we'd just go back and start from there. But instead we got, the refs doing their thing. Which, of course, we appreciate the referees every year coming out here, but especially this year under these circumstances. Having to be out here, schedules playing on Thursdays, Tuesdays, Saturdays. Here goes Evergreen again. This time Wooden takes it with a handoff up the middle, and there is that Storm defense, and what a shocker. I'm calling Gabe Martin's name again. Number 4 is there with the stop, doing it on both sides of the football again. That's a short run, maybe a half yard, maybe an inch. Looks like they'll just call it 2nd and 10 again. Some help there from number 2, Rhett.
Rhett Sarvella.
Sarvella, thank you. What you couldn't see is me pointing to the name and asking Nick to please pronounce it correctly.
Well, I don't know Rhett, so I'm guessing just as much as you. But
any mistakes on Skyview is going to be Nick's fault. Any mistakes on Evergreen, that'll be my fault, right?
That's fair.
2nd and 10, back to pass is J.J. Wooden, but he finds nothing open, ends up getting pushed out of bounds. So it is going to be 3rd and long.
Well, I don't know if you saw, he was attempting to do that flip pass forward, and Gabe Martin actually got his hands on that football. It was a pretty clever play, I thought, from the quarterback Wooden, but Martin was right in position as he has been all game.
So here we are at 3rd and long. Wooden's going to look to the sidelines, trying to find that magical 11-yard play. Looks like we're going to have 5 wide, 3 to Wooden's right, 2 to his left. In the shotgun. Now he'll put 4 now on the right side, 1 on the left. He's going to roll right, try to avoid the rush. Flips it downfield, but he just flips it out of bounds. That won't get it done. That'll send the punting unit back out for Evergreen as Skyview does the job. 3 and out for Evergreen. That second penalty, they had it 1st and 5, Nick. That just changes everything when you give it right back. And we'll see that rush here.
Skyview's defensive line is just pushing right through. That was Hezephaniah Poching there on the penetration. No resistance whatsoever from Evergreen's offensive line, so not a chance for Wooden to make a play.
Snaps a little wide, just gets the kickoff. It's a short one, but he'll get a roll. And considering where he was about 8 seconds ago, he's going to be pretty happy with that kick all the way inside the 30-yard line. Snap was a little wide, had to search for it, he got it, had a sidestep, a rusher, and then launched it back out there. Nicely done by Eli del Angel. We've seen 2 good kicks from him, one well inside the 20, and then this one under duress, still manages to get it out to the 29-yard line. So here comes Skyview, their second possession of the game. The first one went as well as one could hope, as they drew right down the field and ended up in the end zone. With about 2 minutes left in this first quarter, Skyview Evergreen, the Storm leads 7-0 here at Kiggins Bowl. Back into the shotgun. That's just a short run on first down by Martin. Well done by Evergreen's defense there to keep Martin under wraps.
Let me see it again one more time here.
Great penetration there.
Yeah, Evergreen's defensive line is pretty big. If you look at those players, they're holding that line reasonably well, but it's hard when the running back's the same size as your lineman.
Back to pass, zips it over to the left side. That's going to be a first down. That's getting it done again. That's Teddy Beaver.
Yeah, Coleman's got a pretty big arm. That's a long throw. I mean, that's across the field from the near side hash mark.
It's a little bit too much of a cushion that Evergreen was giving Teddy Beaver there, because he caught it, just had to step up for 4 more yards and get himself a first down. So now we're 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line with just under 1:20 left here. Coleman take the snap. That goes handoff right to Martin. Not much there. Once again, Evergreen's defense swarms and tackles the Storm's running back.
Yeah, Derek Rabatoy there on the tackle.
Winding down under a minute here in the first quarter.
And the rain has started to return here. We're seeing it in the lights, so I wonder if that's going to limit what these teams try to do.
It's the Pacific Northwest. They've played in the rain.
I suppose so, but not for 18 months.
That is true. All right, we're going to get a timeout called, it looks like. Nope, we've got a flag. That's going to move the Storm back 5 yards here on first down, as somebody moved when they weren't supposed to.
We have seen, again, this is our ninth broadcast. No, this is our 7th broadcast of the year. I feel like we've seen a lot more small procedural type penalties than we are used to seeing under these teams. But again, you mentioned it. Teams are coming late into this season, not a lot of practice time.
They haven't playing together for the first time. There's the snap. He's going to go downfield, zips it. What a beautiful pass. And that is going to be a first down and much, much, much more. But then there's a fumble and recovered by Evergreen. A long run turns into a turnover. It was looking great for Rhett Cervello there for a while, and then boom, the ball gets poked out, and it looks like that was
Jonathan Landry. Yeah, wow. Staying with the play. I think he tried to stay in and get that extra 2 or 3 more yards and lost the handle.
Perfect pass by Coleman. Great run by Cervella, and then right here gets poked out from behind. I couldn't catch the number there, but well done. And Evergreen survives that, and suddenly they've got the football with 14 seconds left in the first quarter, down just 7.
I may be wrong, but I think that was Charles Dayton who poked that out, a junior, number 24.
All right.
I might be wrong.
But no matter what, the Dayton family is going to take credit. That's what I'm going to say. Well done. All right, they're going to keep it. There's a keeper there from J.J. Wooden. Rolls ahead for about a yard. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Storm of Skyview lead 7-0. Evergreen Plainsmen still looking for their first points, but they have the football to begin the second quarter. It'll be 2nd and 8
You know, fans, if you're enjoying VPS Game Time and, you know, Evergreen Sports here, follow us on Twitter. For us, we're at VPS Game Time. For Evergreen, it's at EPS Athletes. We love to tweet about local high school sports. We have our schedules on there. We have highlights on there. We have all kinds of good stuff. If you like high school sports, please follow us. We may follow you back. And, you know.
I like that. We may follow you back. You're not going to make the full commitment to it, so you don't know for sure. But yes, we do want you to stay connected with us, and we want you to tell other people about these broadcasts, both online and on Comcast, because especially now when there's limited fans in the stands, that we were allowed to have more fans in tonight as we continue to open up the state under the government's guidance, health department's guidance. But this is an opportunity for people to be able to still watch football games and not have to either, if they don't want to come out, or, you know, they can't come out because they're not able to get a ticket because they are limited mostly to family. Yeah, let people know that we're putting these games on. Both EPS and VPS are trying to get to as many sporting events as possible so that families and friends can stay connected with their students and their schools. All right, here we go. Second quarter underway. Evergreen looking for some positive yards, but the Storm defense has other plans. That was Kyle Norton trying to get to the outside, but there was nothing happening there.
He had an angle for just a moment, but couldn't turn the corner here. You see, yeah, when the help comes. Martin had him. He had an opportunity to bounce to the outside, but the help came, and then he had nowhere to go.
That was Jaden Knapp coming, ripping through the defensive back to make that tackle. So here we are again for Evergreen. 3rd and 9. Let's see if Wooden can find himself a first down. He's got 3 to the right, 2 to the left. He's in the shotgun. Man goes in motion. So now 4 on the right, 1 on the left. He is looking left, but there's a pass rush there. He avoids it. He's going to take it himself. He's got some yardage, but not enough. Got about 3 or 4, needed about 9. Well done. The offensive line gained a little time in the beginning, but nobody open for Wooden. Instead of trying to force something, he decided to take it down. And I mean, he had a little bit of time, but then boom, here comes that rush. Big number 55. That's Brett Gray, looking like a building there in front of him. Doesn't get the sack, but he does get the pressure, and now it'll be Evergreen on 4th and 5.
I think that tells you, though, how much pressure Skyview is getting on Evergreen's offense. He had 1.5 seconds to pass, and we say, oh, he had a little bit of time, but it's all relative. I mean, it was more time than he's been getting, but it's still not enough time for routes to develop.
Looks like we have a timeout. I think that was Evergreen who called that on this 4th and 5.
Well, while we've got a minute, high school seniors, if you want to attend college, there's a great event coming up that you don't want to miss. On March 30th, Big Future Days will give students access to college representatives, virtual access to students all over the country, or schools rather, all over the country, and you can listen to experts who can prepare you for what you need to do to succeed in college. It's put on by the College Board, and it's free. You can find a link right there on that web address on your screen, vanesty.org. You do have to register in advance, so make sure you do that and find out what kind of college options might be available for you.
All right, we're back here, 4th and 5. Evergreen looking like they're going to punt. There's Eli Del Angel's had a really good game. This time straight up, gives it a good boot. It's going to dribble right around I don't know if he quite made it to the 50-yard line. We're right about at midfield, so.
Del Angel's got a good leg. He's given us 3 decent punts. That wasn't his best punt, but you can still see he's got a good leg behind there. And it can't be overstated how important a punter is in high school football. How many, when you're thinking about playing that field position battle, how often the punter's the weak spot. You pick up 20 yards on a punt as opposed to, say, 30 or 40. It makes a big difference.
Of course, he's the one player that you'd rather never see the field. You're kind of hoping that the punter isn't a part of it, but so far he's done a good job. Skyview takes over just over half. Wow, we've got a nice run. I'm sitting here talking while he's breaking off to the sidelines, and a beautiful run there by Jaden Knapp.
If he had 6 more inches on that sideline, he would have been going.
That's going to be a first down. Let's see where they mark it. Hard to see where they pushed him out of bounds or where he stepped out of bounds. Looks like he's going to be all the way down to the 29-yard line of Evergreen. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 29 for the Storm as they look to go up 2 scores. Had a touchdown in the first quarter on their opening drive. Had a nice long play, but let it go on a fumble. Now they're going up the gut again, and there it is, Jaden Knapp again. It's a little thunder and lightning they got going on here. Gabe Martin's the thunder, and looks like Jaden Knapp is the lightning because he is lightning fast, finding that hole and getting himself a 6-yard gain on first down. And then Gabe Martin rolling back in. A nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah, a little shorter yardage situation. You put in the big guy. See if he can pick up that first down for you.
This time they're going to go with the short pass. That's to Tanner Beeman. He's going to get just over the first down inside the 20, down close to the 15-yard line. Well executed that time by Coleman to find his man.
Yeah, Coleman hasn't had a lot of opportunities to pass, but he's been very accurate so far. And those little pats out to the flat are harder than you might think, especially when you're throwing across the field. You get from the far hash mark over.
All right, here we're 1st and 10 from the 15. Coleman asks for the football. He gets it. This time he gives it to Martin, but what a play and a great tackle there by Evergreen, stopping Martin for a very short gain, if a gain at all.
Now we're up here with the coaches. I heard one of the coaches from Skyview yelling, timeout, timeout, timeout. They didn't get it, and he obviously saw what we saw right there.
That was not the play they wanted, and that was, it looked like that was Derek Rabatoy with a huge tackle. So now it'll be 2nd and 12 as they end up losing 2. Here's Coleman, throws it up, and guess who? That is a touchdown, and I believe it is Xavier Owens again.
Just a beautiful throw there from Coleman and a great route from Owens. Again, able to get that extra step of separation. He didn't have a ton of room, but the ball is exactly where it needed to be.
These guys have chemistry. Owens could flat out fly. He's again one-on-one, and I don't know if anyone can come in this guy one-on-one. He gets 2 steps behind the receiver, and Coleman just drops it in there on the money. So it's 13-0, and then Feda Hendricks, Terezenkov.
Fedya Hendricks, Terezenkov.
There we go. He's going to come in and try to knock down the extra point. Does just that. Well done, and it's 14-0 Storm. And here we go. We knew it coming in that there was going to probably be some Xavier Owens sightings. We've had 2 beautiful touchdowns to Owens from Coleman. It's a great combination of offense for the Storm with that running game, and then Coleman and his very accurate passing to this very good wide receiver in number 13, Xavier Owens.
Yeah, now 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games for Owens in the air. That's incredible.
And they might have to think, if you're Evergreen, you might have to figure out how you can put 2 guys on him now, because one-on-one coverage certainly isn't working. The problem is, then you got to stop the run. And that is not easy, and that's why Skyview is a very good football team.
Yeah, and he's not their only receiving target either. We've seen Beeman a couple of times, and Knapp can catch the ball out of the backfield. So it's kind of a pick your poison situation, although, I mean, stopping the guy who's hit you twice might be your first priority.
So the Storm will now kick off. Evergreen still trying to get that offense going. About 9:30 left here at the Kiggins Bowl. 14-0 Skyview. Thank you for tuning in and watching this VPS Game Time EPS Sports collaboration. That little kick down to about the 21. Now, what would have been better is if you would have let that roll out of bounds, but I understand the worry that they're not going to get it. So
I saw a flag on the field. Did the official pick it up? He threw it down right there. He must have picked it right back up again. He must have ruled that the Evergreen player had possession of it.
Yeah, I think maybe he would have. Maybe he thought that he had stepped out and stepped back in. But either way, that's a very effective kickoff for Skyview. Yeah. No return. Start at the 21. I mean, you talked about special teams and not getting the booming kicks. for whatever reason they're doing this, that worked.
Absolutely, yeah. And Fedya Henriks Tarasenkov has a big leg. We've seen it earlier this year against Union just last week. He hit a big field goal that proved to be the 3 points they won by. So an effective kicking game from Skyview.
Wooden hands it off right up the middle. Decent gain on first down there from Kyle Norton. Positive yards on first down has been tough for Evergreen to come by, so just getting a push up front.
But yeah, Evergreen has its own version. You talked about Thunder and Lightning on Skyview's side. You've got O'Shea Jackson and Kyle Norton, kind of the same deal. They're the same weight, but they run a little bit different. So it's fun to see both of those players in the backfield for Evergreen.
And for Evergreen, Jalen Fight, the wide receiver, the senior, has been great through 2 games, has not been able to get it going just yet. There's another run up the middle. That's a tough run. Gonna get about 3 yards on that. I think we're gonna end up at 3rd and 3. And that was O'Shea Jackson. First guy did not take him down.
No, yeah, he absorbed that first hit and then picked up another 2 or 3 yards. I'm curious if O'Shea Jackson is named after the other famous O'Shea Jackson, better known to the public as Ice Cube.
The thing is, you're supposed to find that out first and then bring that to the table, not just ask the question. Because no one's going to tell us now, Nick. We can't yell it to them.
Well, but we're on Twitter, and people can tweet at us and tell us. It just occurred to me. If I had thought of this earlier, I would have tried to
All right,
find
here
out.
we are, 3rd and 3. Evergreen looking for that first down. They're not going to get it. Runs right, but he runs right into a brick wall. O'Shea Jackson, 3 guys, wrap him up and put him down, and now we're looking at 4th and about 3. I'm not sure if this is decision time or not. Doesn't look like it. Christian Swain, the coach of Evergreen, probably would have loved to have, gone for it, but just knowing that down 14-0 at your own 29, and you really haven't been able to get easy yardage on the run, that you're just going to have to punt this one away and hope your defense can do its job.
Yeah, way too deep to go for it, especially with the deficit.
High snap, wrangled in, sideways kick. It's going to get bounced just over the 50 and then get a nice Evergreen roll to the 31-yard line. Oh, we've got a flag on the field. Did they hit the punter late there?
It was a strange play.
Yep, they're going to call a personal foul on Skyview. That is going to be a first down for Evergreen, and that might be the break Evergreen needs.
I saw an Evergreen player come flying out at the end of the play. I couldn't tell if it was number 55, Josiah Cow, or number 58, Luis Molina Acosta, who just kind of went flying across the field, and I'm curious if that was the actual penalty.
Well, whatever it is, it's a personal foul, and it's going to be first down. Oh, actually, it's after the punt, so they're going to move him back. I guess that's what's going to happen here. It's after the possession was dead. I thought it happened on the play, and that would have given them a first down, but it looks like it must have occurred as a dead ball foul. So Skyview will keep the football, and they'll just move them all the way back to the 16-yard line.
I did see the flag come out at the very end of the play, so it was probably 30 yards away from the actual football, so the very tail end of the play.
So not as damaging as I thought at first, but still not awesome for Skyview, who's now backed up inside their 20-yard line. That's where their start. Coleman will give it to Martin, who finds a big hole and goes right up the middle. I think he got 7 or 8 there on first down. Not a bad way to start after that penalty.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. He's getting 2 or 3 carries every set of downs here.
They're going to call it 5 yards. I'm going to call it a long 5, almost 6. Second down from about the 21-yard line. There's Coleman with a sideways fling out to the right. Got a catch and got about 3 yards. That was a tough throw because there was definitely penetration there from Evergreen. And Coleman just got it out.
You said sidearm throw. It looked like he was trying to just get the angle around the defender. He really whipped that one hard.
There's that penetration. Boom, gets it out. Well done by Evergreen, though. 3rd down and 2. Evergreen needs a stop here. Skyview, will they go to the run or will they let Coleman throw? They're going to let Coleman throw, and he's going to go deep and long and too deep, too long. That's going to fall harmlessly to the turf. Evergreen's defense did the job there, and it looks like they'll force the punt. Coach Swain's got to be thrilled with that. His defense steps up. Down 3 scores late in the second quarter is not where you want to be. So well done, Evergreen's defense. See if they can turn that offense around after this punt. Almost got a piece of it. Punt gets off. Going to land right on about the 46-yard line and give a nice Skyview roll right down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Tanner Beeman with the punt. That was a beautiful, beautiful high kick.
And it had to be high because he had someone right in his face. You talked about the importance of a good punter in special teams. There's a perfect example, punting from deep inside your 20. And let's say that's a 50-yard punt.
Yeah, with the bounce. I mean, and he got a great bounce too. And when you kick it high like that, you're more likely to get that favorable bounce than, you know, something that comes off the side of your foot.
Yeah, please, nobody check our math up here. We're doing our own stats.
We're broadcasters, not mathematicians.
Doing the best we can. All right, here comes Evergreen. 5:30 left in the second quarter. Looking to get on the board here against Skyview. Wooden back to pass. He's got time. He's looking deep. Now he's going to roll right. Still looking. Still looking. Finally lets it fly, and it's complete. That's going to be a first down. I believe that's Jonathan Landry. It is. Wooden just had some time for the first time and got the throw off, and unfortunately we've got a member of Evergreen's offensive line down.
Wooden, this quarterback, looking after him on the field now.
We'll try to get a number for you. But there's Wooden scrambling around. Throwing on the run's not easy, but he got it done. Finally found his open man, and that, once again, Jonathan Landry.
And a clever read there, too, because the linebacker from Skyview had stepped up in front of the play, and he put it over the top instead of trying to force it on a line.
Once again, we can't see a number right now. It looks like an offensive lineman is down on his back, and we have the training staff out to take a look at him. Evergreen teammates take a knee, show their support for their injured teammate.
It's always tough with these injuries too, because you never know if it's a cramp or if it's something more serious.
Coach Swain had walked out. Now he's walking back to the sidelines.
You know, cold days like this, you know, you see more injuries too. Muscles get a little tight. Hopefully he'll get up in him. I see some.
We do see him moving his legs up and down, so that's always a good sign. Now he's going to get up, and it looks like he's going to walk off the field on his own power to some applause. He's actually going to run off the field, so that is great news.
You wonder if, a cramp or just a tight muscle seized up.
He was blocking for long enough, so, running around like that. And once again, we mentioned it before with this strange season and the stopping and the starting and the unable to practice and also do conditioning during the summer as much as you'd like. Players are coming into this not in the kind of shape that they would have liked to have come into it. There's a big difference, of course, between just being in shape and being in game shape. So,
and conditioning by yourself as opposed to with your team where you push each other and do, more challenging.
Under guidance of your coaches and such. So I know the coaches did their best to give out plans for home, but you can only do what you can do. Here we are, first down. Evergreen coming off one of their best plays of the game, but nothing doing there. That looks like big number 52 coming in to make that. That's Jalen Salavea with a beautiful tackle. Not the first time we've seen him. It was just boom.
Yeah, read that play right, found the hole, filled it.
Got a little help there from Brett Gray as well. 6'4", 280 for Gray. 5'10", 245 for Salavea, and we have a flag on that play.
Yeah, a penalty against Evergreen.
Looks like
I was looking at my roster when I saw when he made the call, so I'm not sure what the call was, but 10 yards, so probably
a hold. And it wasn't a productive hold. So now it'll be 1st and 21.
Is it better to have a holding call come on a mundane play or to bring back a big play? I would say it's probably better on a short play.
I guess coaches would tell you it's better on no play.
Well, sure.
Don't get caught. Wooden's going to roll right, take it himself, get a few.
There's a good read, though, by Wooden there. He saw his protection collapsing, and he saw that right side open up. Almost got back to the original line of scrimmage.
So now we're going to be looking at about 2nd and, let's see where they spot it. It's like about 2nd and 12.
See right here, he sees the pressure coming, bounces it out to the outside.
Boom. Little stiff arm for a couple extra yards.
Yeah, when he made that stiff arm, you could hear the entire Evergreen side start, screaming and hooting.
Right, and then his coaches go, "Don't do that because we need that arm." It wasn't his throwing arm, I guess he'd say. Back to pass, Wooden, go. He gets drilled. Nothing doing, and look who that is. We've seen him on one end, now we see him on the other. That is Xavier Owens coming flying in on the, I think that's the old cornerback blitz, and it sure has worked out.
From out of nowhere.
And bam.
Boop.
Boop.
I'm going to make this a thing.
It's going to be a thing somewhere. It's definitely a thing. Huge play. Now Evergreen is looking at another 3rd and very long. Now we're 3rd and 17. And we've got a timeout on the field. Not sure.
Well, so we have a moment. There's a timeout. We were talked earlier about how we bring these broadcasts to you. Our student crew is bringing you this game tonight. They are students from across Vancouver Public Schools who are volunteering their time. We're going to have an action here. Oh, there's a good picture of Noah, one of our camera operators.
Hey there, Noah.
And then they're about to start here, but we'll talk a little bit more about the program when we have a time.
Draw play from Evergreen, not going to get it done. Needed 17, got about 3. So it'll be 4th down and long, and I'm going to guess, well, let's see. We don't see the punt team yet. And then, after a little bit of hesitation, Coach Swain decides we're still too far on 4th and 15 from our 36. We're going to count on our defense one more time to try to get a stop.
Yeah, it's just 2 touchdowns, so it's not. There's no desperation here. You're in the second quarter. Your defenses look, pretty good the last couple of possessions.
And considering you haven't gotten anything on offense and really even been on the Storm side of the field, if you're Evergreen and you get one more stop and go into the locker room down just 2 touchdowns, you had to feel okay. That kick, not one of the best. And the Storm is going to have very good field position. They're going to take over right around their own 40-yard line with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. This feels like a pivotal possession, Nick. I mean, Storm's up 14-0. We're headed towards halftime. They score here and go up 3 scores, 21-0 or even 17-0. Feels like a much bigger hill to climb if you're Evergreen.
Yeah, and Skyview will be getting the ball back to start the second half as well, so that could potentially, give them a 4-score lead if they score here and then out of the break.
Coleman gonna hand it off. That's gonna be a nice 1st down run, and there you go to Jaden Knapp. Slips through. It's gonna be right about at the 1st down marker, and they're gonna give it to him. They're gonna say 1st down at the 49 of Evergreen.
I would love to see a foot race between Owens and Knapp. Two fast dudes.
1st down here, Coleman. Claps his hands, asks for the football, hands it right back off to Knapp, and another nice run. That one might be a little short of the first down marker. He might have got 9.5 on this one, got 10.5 on the last one. Either way, a great first down play by the Storm. Second and 1 from the 40, and we're at about 1 minute and 10 seconds to play. 40 seconds to play.
And with that amount of time, they can keep running this football. There's no need to go to the air just yet, although they do here.
Oh, that one incomplete.
Well, we've seen it time and again. Coleman puts a lot of mustard on his ball, and when it's high like that, it can be a little bit difficult to pull that in. Beaver not able to pull that one down. But it's not the worst thing in the world. Stops the clock.
Yeah, I don't think
sets up a short third down.
Time's not going to be a factor with them. They've got 2 timeouts. Actually, they've got all 3 of their timeouts, it looks like. Here it is on 3rd and 1. What do you think? Do you go for it all? You go deep on this one? No, feeling good about being able to get a 1 yard, or do you just hand it off and get the half yard? Well, we're going to have a few minutes to think about it, as it's a timeout by Evergreen. That is their second timeout.
Yeah, they had Knapp in the backfield, not Martin. So although Knapp has not had a problem going up the middle, but the big bruiser was not in.
I think we're gonna show the rest of the crew now.
I heard a cue in my ear, but I didn't quite.
Yeah,
here we go. Let's meet our crew. You know, this year has been really weird. You know, we talked about how the athletes haven't been able to practice. We rely on students for our program. We haven't been able to have as many as normal because kids aren't in classrooms, or they haven't been up until recently. So our crew who's doing these games, and there's our studio crew. There's Faith and Aiden. We've got, a pretty dedicated crew of 5 or 6 kids who are doing this with us this year. Typically we'll have 12 to 15. So these kids you see on screen here today are workhorses. They are doing all of these broadcasts, and we're doing at least twice as many as normal, and they're just doing a fantastic job. So hats off to them.
The Storm decided to just go with the old quarterback sneak. Let's get the first down and reset from here. It works out perfectly. They get what they need, so now they'll be 1st and 10 at the 37.
And like college sports, the clock does stop for a moment while they reset the chains, unlike the NFL.
They're going to go with a handoff. I believe that's Martin up the middle. Got about 7. Nope, it was not Martin. It was Knapp again. He's going to come out this time, and there comes in Gabe Martin. And we've been talking about the running backs, but you don't get those yards if those big guys up front aren't getting you holes. So the offensive line doing a nice job by the Storm, as we've got a first timeout called by Skyview. As 1 minute and 3 seconds remain. It's 2nd and 3 on the 30-yard line. They still have 2 timeouts left to go and a minute to play. So time's still not really a factor for what the Storm would want to do on offense.
And again, they've got time to go for 7. If they don't get there, they do have a kicker who can make, longer field goals. So there's a lot of insurance there. Actually, Skyview with a pair of kickers who've seen some action this year. We talked about Fedya Henriks Tarasenkoff. They also have Jordan Mann, who's gotten a little time this year too.
All right, there they go. Coleman pitches it out. Oh, we're going to have a little razzle-dazzle, and it works for the touchdown. There you go. Jaden Knapp takes the pitch from Coleman, and then he pitches it himself all the way out to Rhett Cervella, who made a heck of a one-hand catch. Now that was fun.
I think Cervella had a little bit too much fun. He spiked the ball at the end of that play and got a flag.
Oh, sometimes you got to do it, though. Look at this. Knapp stops, pops, and it drops right into the left glove of Rhett Cervella, who catches it and celebrates a little much. And then, the spike with the left hand probably got him that flag. But 20-0 Skyview, and did not see that play coming. You've been so successful in the running game, you figured that Knapp was going to just take it on the sidelines, but nope. Something drawn up there by Steve Kaiser. Well done to Kaiser and the offensive coaching staff who picked the perfect time to bring out the trick play, and that is a heartbreaker for Evergreen.
I think we're going to see that one on the Friday Night Lights shows tonight, or tomorrow night, I suppose.
That was fun, and now we're going to see how good a leg our kicker has, because they're going to move it back all the way to make this about a 35-yard extra point. See if they can go up 21-0 with just under a minute to play. Snap's good, holds good, kick is good. He said he got a big leg. That was 35 yards. He had another 10 behind it.
Fedya Henriks Tarasenko, listed only as a kicker on the roster. He's not a defensive back moonlighting as a kicker. He is a kicker, and you can see why right there.
That's a 21-0 lead now by the Storm with just under a minute left. Not sure if there's enough time for Evergreen to get something offensively. They just really haven't found anything that has worked. Storm have smothered the running game and put plenty of pressure when the Plainsmen have attempted to pass. Yeah, and it's not like this kicker's a little guy. He's 6'4", 185.
Well, I mean, I'm not we said earlier we're not mathematicians. I'm also not a physicist, but I would imagine taller guy, longer leg, bigger kicks.
What? No? Come on, watch the NFL. The little guys, that's what they do.
That's relative, though. In the NFL, those guys are still over 6 feet tall, I'm guessing.
All right, there's the boot. Line drive that's going to head towards out of bounds, and that'll be a flag. That'll give Evergreen some of its best, some decent field position on their, what they hope will be their final drive here. That'll end up in some kind of points.
Well, Wooden's got a big arm, so he's got the kind of ability to get them down the field. The question is he going to get enough time to make a throw?
Yeah, once again, we mentioned it earlier. Jalen Fight's been his guy, and we just haven't seen number 5, the 6'2" senior. Has really had a great first 2 games for Evergreen, but so far, the pressure that the Storm have been able to put on J.J. Wooden has not allowed him to find his favorite target. They're showing blitz is the Storm, then they drop back. Wooden drops back. He's looking and he does not see Rhett Cervella. Just caught the touchdown, and now he gets himself a sack. And that'll not be what you want to see if you're Coach Christian Swain. Wooden steps up, but he doesn't see right there that he just walked in front of Rhett Cervella, who on this day is not his friend.
And a timeout here on the field. These teams trying to squeeze the last drop out of this first half.
I think that was Evergreen calling the timeout. At some point, depending on what happens here, Skyview might use their timeouts to try to look and see if they can have enough time to maybe get a couple, a few more points on the board. We just saw the big leg.
Yeah, I think that was actually a Skyview timeout. I think they're doing exactly what you mentioned, yeah.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, here you are. We've got Evergreen in a second and long.
Now, in years past, we have seen a large play clock underneath the Kiggins Bowl scoreboard. No play clock up now, so, players having to keep track of it themselves. We've actually seen a couple delay of games over the last few weeks because there's no clock. I would imagine as the quarter winds down, it's harder for the quarterbacks to kind of be aware of where they're at with time.
Now we got a flag. Offsides. Skyview, so 5 yards for Evergreen. So that'll move them back into a second and about 7. And a certainly not what Skyview wanted out of a timeout. I'm sure Coach Kaiser will have a conversation. And I think Evergreen's just trying to get out of this half down 3 scores. But that'll be, I'm assuming, a Skyview timeout again. Because now we're going to be at 3rd and long.
Well, hey, while we have a minute, I have something personal to do. It's my nephew's birthday.
Okay.
Zeke and Henry, they're twins, nephews.
I was going to say, how's that possible?
Yes. Mountain View graduates. This is their 22nd birthday. Happy birthday, guys.
All right.
Zeke and Henry.
Zeke and Henry. I like that. I got to be honest, Zeke sounds tougher than Henry. I don't know why.
They've lost 2 birthdays to COVID now. So 2 birthdays in a row at home. So
yeah, and at 21. You didn't lose them. You know, this didn't get to celebrate the way you wanted to.
You don't get them back.
All right, so here we go. 45 seconds left. It is 3rd and 6. So does Evergreen decide to try? I mean, at this point, you got to try to get the first down, I would think, because you don't want to give Skyview back the football. I mean, well, Skyview is out of timeouts now. There goes Wooden looking. He tosses it, and it's incomplete. Had his man, threw it, I think, a little behind him. And so that'll bring up 4th and 6, and there's still 40 seconds left about.
Well, I like what they did there with Wooden. They moved. They didn't leave him in the pocket. They designed a play for him to get out and use his feet. And he's got good feet. Or you don't think that was a designed rollout?
Oh, I do. Yep. No, I think that play was very close to working. I think I don't know what the delay is right now. The officials getting together and talking as Evergreen sends out the punting unit. So Evergreen will be depending on Eli del Angel to get one off here.
And whatever he can do, he's got to avoid the man on the other side of the field, Xavier Owens, who's shown us the ability to make big plays.
They also got to make sure they don't get this kick block, because at this point in time, I'm going to guess they're going to send the house. They're coming, and there it is. He just gets it off. I think it might have been partially blocked. And that kick will go very, very short.
And I think that's why we didn't see that flag there, because the defender did clip the kicker's foot. But if he got a piece of that football, it's all fair.
And no surprise. I mean, you might as well go for the block there. And they sent everyone, almost everybody, and they get the job done. Well done by the Storm special teams, because now here they are, 1st and 10 on Evergreen's 40. I mean, they have a chance right here to really, I don't want to say put the game away, because you don't put games away at halftime, but 28-0. That is a tough hill to climb if you're Evergreen. So here's Coleman. He'll be in the shotgun. Now, they have no timeout, so they will have to play fast and smart. There's that bubble screen. Nice move. And he is going to break out, and that is going to be a long gain. Is that who I think it is? Of course it is. It is Xavier Owens. Took the short pass and got a long gain. So here we are. 1st and 10 at the 13, about 20 seconds left. They might spike it or they might run a play. They're going to spike it.
On that last play, looked like Dominic Bolts for Evergreen took a chance to try to intercept that pass or knock it down. And when he missed, that broke the play open for Owens.
He broke some tackles of his own there.
And he almost got it, too. If he had half a second, he might have gotten a finger on that football.
So here you are, 2nd down and 10 on the 17. Just 17 seconds left, and you have no timeout. So at this point in time, I think you got to go end zone or nothing, you know, and because you can kick a field goal from here. I think they got an offsides. So that'll give them 5 more yards.
Well, we've seen 2 effective fades out of Owens for touchdowns. So It wouldn't surprise me if we saw another play out. You see Owens is going to be, well, he was up on the top side of your screen. Looks like he's going to come down to the bottom part of your screen for this next play.
We've also seen that Rhett Cervella's got pretty good hands. And we also know that I think it's Jaden Knapp out wide, so we'll see what they do. But I think they've got to go for the end zone here, because I think it's going to be pretty tricky to try to get a first down and spike it and still get yourself in there. Evergreen's going to talk it over. They know how important this is. Trying to keep them at least out of the end zone. And in high school football, you can design things perfectly, but all it takes is one person that decides to make a mistake, or if you get tackled inbounds, clock's going to run out. So everything's got to be perfect here for the Storm to make sure that they have a chance for at least 3 points. Have cheerleaders here today, which is good, and they have some fans, to face and cheer. As we mentioned that earlier, that it's been opened up a little bit more. Fans are now allowed in the stadiums. I think we're at 25% capacity.
We heard the athletic director, Julian Williams, here at Skyview earlier tonight mentioning players getting 4 tickets each, cheerleaders and band members each getting 2 tickets so their families can come and enjoy their performances. There is the Skyview band in attendance here. We haven't heard much from them tonight, but.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 5 from the 12. They are going to the fade, and they are going to Owens, and they are going for number 3. You should coach, Nick Voll. You called it. Why not, right? Works perfectly the first 2 times. Go right back to it.
Hit it right over the top. Just an easy play. Throw it up and let him go get it.
Is this the replay of the first one, the second one, or the third one, right? I mean, it is the same exact thing. Just, hey, run fast, catch ball, perfect throw.
And did you see how many gold helmets we
they
saw
have
out there?
3 guys, but none of them can get to the football because Coleman put it in perfectly, and Owens knows what to do when the ball gets in his hands. He secures it, and the kick, it's up, and it is good. It is 28-0, and man, the last few minutes of this game have just been exactly what the Storm would want and exactly what the Plainsmen did not want.
Yeah, there's a big difference between going into halftime down 14-0 and going in 28-0, and the Plainsmen were just a couple of plays away from being down 14-0.
With the offense just not finding its groove, they're going to have to do some talking at halftime and come up with something different. Because the first half just did not work out offensively. The defense, they played valiantly at times. But a mistake here, a mistake there, and let's just be honest, some great plays by Skyview. And the Storm are rolling.
Well, it's one of the reasons, Skyview is a perennial 4A power. They're a multifaceted team. You can't just focus in on Owens. You can't just focus in on Martin.
Thought the squib kick would be the answer. It's going to go out of bounds. Oh, it's going to stay in bounds. That's as good a kick as you can have.
Just absolutely perfect. That was 1 inch from going out of bounds, but it stayed in.
I didn't know footballs had brakes. I mean, it literally pulled the emergency brake and chilled there. And that, I'm assuming that Evergreen will just take the knee here.
One would think that play was close enough, that kick, that the Evergreen players were backing away thinking it was going to go out of bounds, and then they had a holy cow moment and had to jump on it, because if Skyview had recovered that, we could have been looking at another 7 points.
And I think when you're where you are here with 11 seconds left, I think this is a no-brainer. You'll just take the snap, take the knee, take the walk, and then talk about what you need to do to change things up on offense.
And of course now with COVID rules, no locker room, they actually sit out on the
Hey, they're
field
going to
and
snap
talk.
the ball from the shotgun here, so they are going to run a play, and they are going to get a nice run. They're going to get a first down, 6 seconds left. I'm not sure there's much else to do here. But I think that'll do it. They're not going to get a snap off. But positive yards. In the end, it'll help the stat book. but it's not going to help on the scoreboard, as the Storm will head to halftime up 28-0. Scored 7 in that first quarter and then 21 in that second quarter, including 14 really quickly late in that half.
We got some highlights here from the first half. We're going to see a lot of blue jerseys.
There's the old bubble screen that worked out beautifully for Jaden Knapp, one of the first big plays, and I think 13 might catch this. Oh, look at that. There it is. The first of what we'll see 3 this setup.
Just another laser beam there from Coleman. This is that odd play with the fumble at the end of the play. That could have been, leading to another Skyview touchdown.
That was a huge play to keep them out of the end zone there. And then here was Knapp again, showing that speed, just getting pushed out of bounds. Where are they going here, Nick?
Xavier Owens in the corner again. That's number 2 for him.
And hey, this is the old razzle-dazzle, the halfback throwback for the touchdown.
And from that angle, it looks like he catches it cleanly, but in real time, you could see he tapped it with his fingers back to himself.
And play it again, Sam. There we go. Beautifully done. Touchdown to Owens. Xavier Owens, huge first half, 3 touchdowns, huge first half for the Skyview offense. They did it on the ground with Martin and Knapp, and they did it through the air with Coleman and Owens.
So we are going to take a short break here. We've got 13 minutes on the clock. When we are at halftime, if you haven't gotten enough of me, good news, you're going to get some videos with me in them. We're going to get the latest news from across Vancouver Public Schools, some important stuff happening in your schools. So please stick around for that, and we'll be back with the second half here in just a few minutes.
Hi everybody, it's time for a Revitalizing Vancouver update, a look at construction projects across our district. We're now getting our first look at what Vancouver School of Arts and Academics will look like once its major construction project is finished. Take a look. The project will enclose the school's courtyard, adding lots of learning space and improving security. This view is from the parking lot on the back side of the building. Here's a view from inside the courtyard. You can see the school will retain that open space in the middle. The addition is in the middle of your screen there. It is a 2-story building linked to the existing building with a sky bridge. Inside, a new entry, a new black box theater, new classrooms, and check this out, a new commons area with seating for presentations and performances, along with standing room on the rail. The new wing will also have art display areas, important for an art school of course, and meeting and group study spaces. A lot of thought has gone into the outside of the school too. The project will add 64% more parking and new points of entry and exit to allow for better traffic flow around the school and to reduce strain on the neighborhood. There will also be a new dedicated drop-off lane. To make way for the parking spaces, the existing track and field will be modified. Here's what it looks like right now. Instead of a traditional oval track, a walking path will be put up for school and community use. Shumway Park will remain in place for community use as well. A lot of school and community input went into the making of these plans, and construction should be finished later this year or early next year. To get more construction information, head to the district website, vansd.org/reschools. Until next time, I'm Nick Voll. Hi everybody, time for a quick look inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Voll. For the second year in a row, a counselor from our district is the State Counselor of the Year. The Washington School Counselors Association has announced that Lisa DeMuro from Franklin Elementary School is this year's big winner. When you talk about Counselor Lisa DeMuro, one word pops up over and over again.
She helps spread kindness all the time. It's good to have someone like that. And, she always keeps a good spirit. She always has a good spirit.
She's really kind and genuine and easy to approach.
I'm really passionate about kindness because of a family member of mine that my niece, in her honor, I really have kind of upped my kindness game just in her memory, and everything I do in life is now, it's all about kindness and building those relationships, meaningful, intentional relationships with anyone I interact with.
She holds an annual Kindness Week with special activities to foster a positive school culture. For Ms. DeMuro, kindness isn't a platitude.
She really has a clear idea of what she wants students to do. So it's not just this big idea of, hey, we need kids to be nice to each other. She actually breaks that down and she gets kids to a level where being nice means you're doing these behaviors. She started working in classes, and then literally within 4 weeks, you would start to hear students using the strategies that she was teaching in the classroom. They started using them on the playground.
I really go in and focus on helping kids build skills for naming and recognizing feelings, and then learning strategies to manage their feelings.
They start by saying, I am mad, and then it's okay to be mad, and here's how I can cool off. Here's my cool off strategy, for example, belly breathing.
We want to relax our back and our bodies, and then we want to take a big, deep breath in.
When the pandemic started and everybody needed more help, she was like ramping up her efforts.
That includes videos for students who respond with videos of their own.
Today I'm feeling very excited because today my best friend is coming over.
Parents say she's taken extra steps to help with stressed out kids during remote learning.
Ms. DeMuro's made a huge impact in our family. Being able to help my kids recognize their emotional state and then know how to have the skills to kind of come back to a place where they're centered and they can really, move on with their day and be in a place where they can learn has made a huge difference in our house.
She's grateful for the honor, of course, but for Ms. DeMuro, the work is the reward.
The most meaningful thing is that I feel like maybe I'm doing what I'm setting out to do because I'm just trying to live my life in a way that is meaningful and impacts others in a positive way.
Over the course of the pandemic, I've had the chance to speak with lots of school counselors from across our districts and see some of the extraordinary efforts they're undertaking to help kids cope with the strange times we're in. If you feel like you might need a little bit of help, don't hesitate to reach out. They want to talk to you. Congratulations to Ms. DeMuro, and thank you to all of our school counselors. Until next time, I'm Nick Voll. Hi everybody, time for a quick look inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Voll. With online learning in full swing, it's hard sometimes for teachers and students to find connections, so one Skyview teacher is taking it upon herself to get creative.
What's up, Skyview? We're headed out for our weekend deliveries for Super Scientists of the Week. Can't wait to drop off these little treats.
Lisa Cavola-Chilko teaches science at Skyview High School. To reward students for academic achievement, whether that's good grades or good effort, she names one Super Scientist a week, an idea hatched in the early days of remote learning.
I recognized that students were feeling really disconnected, and I wanted to do something to where they knew that I knew that they were making an effort.
The Super Scientist gets a shout out on the class website and email. Ms. Chili, as her students call her, wanted to do more.
As a teacher, we have a limited income.
She found an inexpensive but meaningful solution to the problem, treats delivered right to students' doors.
My husband is the driver. My kids are in the back seat. We roll up. I hop out, do the knock on the door, and run away. And hopefully I find the right place. If I could choose everybody every week, I would, because there are so many students who are doing such great things.
The Super Scientist isn't just about grades.
I recognize them because they started making an effort, or they figured out what was really working well for them, or they figured out what didn't work and they asked for help.
Online learning is a lot different than in person, and there's some students who go through other things and they have challenges and they don't get recognized as much for the things that they do.
Maybe people are going out of the way to do that stuff because they have other challenges behind to recognize that and show them and cheer them on. It's just been really cool for sure.
You can see from the messages Ms. Chili gets, students appreciate being seen, even if their teacher has never actually seen them in person.
Like the way that Ms. Chili does it, she makes every student feel welcome and she always checks in on them.
When we are in remote learning, we don't know how to connect that. So the way that Mrs. Chili gave us the treat for the hard work that we have done is it's such a grateful way to appreciate what we have done.
Ms. Chili just builds a great bond with her students very quickly.
And if you want to learn more about Vancouver Public Schools, you can always check in with us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, I'm Nick Vole. Hi everybody, and welcome to this Revitalizing Vancouver update. I'm Nick Vole. Construction projects across the district are continuing, and one of the most exciting is right here at Sacagawea Elementary School, which is going to look a lot different for students when they return to in-person learning. You notice the update as soon as you pull up. Sacagawea has all new siding.
We had some stucco that was in place since 1977, and it wasn't faring too well with the elements here in the northwest.
Once you enter the building, you see the new grand hallway.
We can display student work on each side of the hallway. This is where most of our patron students and families come through, and they'll be able to check out all the student work that will be posted up there.
On the left, the former cafeteria is now a dance and art space, something the school has never had before. It features mirrors, a wireless sound system, sinks, and enhanced teaching tools.
It has an entire wall that acts as a whiteboard that the teacher can use to teach and write on, along with the projection system.
Next up, the new cafeteria, which is much larger than the old space, with natural lighting and doors that open into the brand new gymnasium.
And with a nice new fresh space like this, we can definitely fit in a lot more people for assemblies and get-togethers. And we're also looking forward to the community enjoying it as well.
The old gym had a peeling rubber floor and was separate from the cafeteria, and with the new cafeteria comes a new improved kitchen space for food preparation. The remodel also includes updates to every classroom.
All the classrooms had new windows, and some of the classrooms prior to the construction had no windows at all. So natural light being the key to learning, very nice to have that in place.
One of the most exciting features of the renovations here at Sacagawea is actually right underneath my feet outside. It's this new paved pathway that offers students a chance to walk even in the worst of weather.
Next to the path is a new covered playground area with basketball hoops. And in the back, new playground equipment and a rubber ground cover to improve safety. All of this because Vancouver voters cared enough to say yes.
Always want to thank our community for supporting Vancouver Public Schools and providing the funding and resources necessary for students and staff to be successful. With a space like this, students are going to be excited to come to school, and so is our staff. And we're looking forward to sharing Sacagawea with the community. And thank you so much for your support with the bond, and absolutely thrilled to get students back in the building to utilize what you've provided for our community.
And of course, you can get all the latest updates on construction projects on the district's website, vansd.org/reschools. You can also keep up with the district on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Until next time, I'm Nick Vole.
You're right. This does look better. Nice try. I already paid for it.
And welcome back to the Kiggins Bowl. I'm Craig Burnback, joined by Nick Vall as we head to the second half of this VPS Game Time EPS Sports combination collaboration as Skyview is leading Evergreen 28-0. And Nick, Evergreen needs a stop and a score. Let's just be honest at this point, down 28-0, knowing that Skyview's getting the football.
I mean, it's a cliche, but you can't do it all at once. You got to go one possession at a time. Get a stop, score, get another stop, score. It can be done. It's a tall order, but you got to go one step at a time. I try to come up with things to say that aren't cliches, but there are a reason they're cliches, you know?
And right now, I mean, Skyview has given us no reason to think that they're not going to continue to click on all cylinders on offense. So Evergreen's going to have to do something disruptive. They did get one turnover, but weren't able to turn that into points. So here we are, second half kickoff. It's a floater, caught down around the 17-yard line. Cut left, cut right, and we've got a big hole. Just got to beat the kicker. He is going to go all the way. Jaden Knapp, that's a wrap. It's 6 points. That's why you don't kick it deep, Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it, saying that on special teams, these short kicks, they kick it deep, and Knapp makes them pay. It's the exact opposite of what Evergreen needed. Floated up there, right into the lap, and Happy bobbled it for a second. He makes a cut, he finds the hole, cuts back right, kicker, no chance, and nobody is catching him. He extends his lead into the end zone. That's 34-0. They'll look to cap it with another extra point. And that is money, 35-0.
Wow. And, you know, a player like Knapp, you can't let him reach top speed because once he is running as fast as he can run, no one's going to catch him. So he makes one move, and then he hits that, that fifth gear, and he's gone. Wow.
Well, Evergreen's going to hope to try to have a chance to have some of that magic, but if I'm Skyview, I'm going back to the short kick at this point, right? I mean, you're up 35-0. The last thing you want to do is give them some hope, so I wouldn't kick it deep.
Yeah, and, you know, Evergreen has skilled, backs and returners and receivers, so why not continue the short kick?
They'll line up.
I love, you saw on your screen there, these Evergreen Notre Dame-inspired golden helmets. A really sharp-looking football team out there tonight.
I was noticing Skyview's fight song. Starts Hail to the Victors Valiant, Hail to the Conquering Heroes. It's got a Michigan vibe to it, I can tell you that.
Some Michigan-esque colors. You know, the dark blue. You don't have the yellow in there, but...
Let's see, will they kick it deep? They will not. They'll hit a little line drive, takes 2 hops, it is picked up, and not a lot there to the 27-yard line. So Evergreen at this point in time looking for little victories. You know, you're down 35-0. That you're not flipping that, in one play. But what you've got to try to do is find those little victories. And as the coaching staff, I'm sure that's what they're telling them. Like, hey, don't look at the scoreboard anymore. Let's get a first down. It's been a while. Let's see if we can get on their side of the field. Let's see if we can get in the red zone. Let's see if we can get in the end zone. That's what you got to do at this point. Small victories, one at a time, because Evergreen finds themselves not where they want to be, down 35. J.J. Wooden, the transfer from Lake Oswego, flips it out. It's going to be a short gain, but a gain nonetheless.
From Tawan Condi, we haven't called his name a lot tonight. He is another one of those skilled backfield players, a lot of speed. If they can get the ball in his hands more, they'll probably get that first down you're talking about and get to the other side of the field.
Looks like it'll be about second and, I'm going to call it 8. They're going to call it 8 too, so I got one right. Starting to get the hang of it. I'm out of practice too, you know. It's been 18 months. Man in motion, but Harden's going to keep it, and Wooden's going to get it. That's a first down, I believe. J.J. Wooden faked the handoff. Guy who didn't have the ball went one way, Wooden went the other, and that worked out. First down.
Yeah, Wooden wanted a call there at the end of that play. He kind of gave the official the throw the flag motion. He felt he got hit late there. Really smart move right here. Reads the defense, fakes the handoff. He's got good feet. He felt like he got piled on there at the end.
Second, you know, he was down and out. I don't think there was ugly intentions, but certainly could have been a flag.
Well, there you go. There's that first down we talked about.
Here they are now. They try to get over, see if they get to the 50-yard line. First down play, gain of about 2 up the gut. And that
Evergreen's offensive line looking like they're holding a lot better. Not holding in the penalty sense, but holding the line better this possession.
Kyle Norton on that run. I mean, remember when we started this football game out, Evergreen had a few first downs and they were driving, and then they got caught with a pass that ended up going the wrong way, and they were at 2nd and 14, and that just, their offense really hasn't recovered since. They really haven't had anything, you know, close to Skyview's red zone. Wooden again, he's going to go back to pass. He's got a man, and it goes through his hands. That was Tawan Condi, I believe.
I think that was Jonathan Landry.
Okay, that was Jonathan Landry, number 4. Looked like it went through his hands. Not an easy catch.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough one. It's high, and it's a little bit behind him. He's got to kind of turn his shoulders and reach back for it right there.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think it's easy to say from up here that he should have caught it, but looked like a decent pass, and he looked like he had a step. And so here we are, 3rd and 8. Wooden looking to the sidelines for the play. Gets it. Line up in the shotgun again. Couple claps. Let his center know he's there. Wait for the football. Back to pass. He's going to roll right. Still looking. Still looking. He's going to let it fly, and it's going to just drop harmlessly to the turf. I think he was looking for Landry again there. Overthrew him on that one.
Yeah, Wooden's got really good feet. He put himself in a position to make the throw. He's got a big enough arm. That was just a little flick for him, but he sailed it.
Yeah, it's hard when you're, you know, I always say, yeah, I'm not sure. I think he might have been even just throwing that away. Didn't look like he even saw Landry in that way. So now here we are at 4th down, and one of the busiest guys all night long has been Eli del Angel. He'll line up for another punt. Good snap this time. He's got time. He'll kick it, and that one is not one of his best. That one's going to go straight up, straight down, and straight back.
Yeah, 3-yard punt. That's rough.
You were good with the math and quick with the math there.
Well, it's right next to the marker, and I can count to 5, so it was under that.
So nothing going Evergreen's way right now, and the Storm will put their offense back on the field, up 35-0 with under 10 minutes to go. At this point, I think we might see a lot of the running game.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not necessarily what Evergreen wants to see either. You know, they gave up 4 passing touchdowns in the first half, but Skyview was punishing him on the ground with Martin and Knapp. It looks like the starters are still in for Skyview, which of course early in the 3rd quarter they would be.
And there you go. There is the handoff to big Gabe Martin, who gets himself a nice run. And they'll move the sticks. Clock will stop for just a moment here. First and 10 at the 29. We're at 9:45 here left in the third quarter, and there's Gabe Martin. I mean, nobody gets near him until they, he's gone about 10 yards. So offensive line clearly doing their job.
Yeah, and Skyview's wide receivers doing a good job too tonight, blocking upfield.
Here's Coleman. He'll hand it off to Martin. He'll break one tackle. He'll break two tackles. He'll head towards the sidelines, get pushed out of bounds. Another first down, I believe.
Yeah, Martin slides down on the Boggs Field sign. This, the field here at Kiggins Bowl, named after a legendary Fort Vancouver coach, Gary Boggs, Hudson's Bay graduate.
It's a nice run. Good blocking again. Martin making some of that on his own. So here we are, first and 10. Well, it looks like they're going to place it on the 9, so it's going to be, if it is on the 9, it cannot be first and 10. There's my math. Don't try to one-up me, Nick Ball.
Or
they're at the 9, so it'll be first and goal. Coleman asks for it, hands it off. That is Knapp, and that is Knapp diving into the end zone. His second touchdown of the third quarter. That is going to make it 41-0. The Storm, and at this point in time, nothing is stopping the Storm. The Thunder and Lightning works. They go to Thunder and Gabe Martin a couple times, then they go to Lightning. And Knapp, zip, zap, zoom, he's in the end zone for 6 more points.
they give Martin the carries farther from the end zone, and then Knapp gets to clean it up.
That kick is up and in. Just checking the number on the kicker this time to see.
That's also Fedya Hendricks Tarasenko. I was thinking earlier when he was kicking the other direction. So he just bounced that football off the scoreboard after it went through the upright. On the other side, twice his kicks have gone over the fence, which means the ball boy has to run all the way down and around. And a kicker like him is the ball boy's worst enemy.
I mean, he's getting his steps in, you know. We all want to get our 10,000 steps in, even at a young age.
Yeah, Fitbit getting its workout.
Because you had mentioned that Skyview does have a couple of kickers, including
Jordan Mann, and then she kicked off for them last kickoff. Looks like she's out there again.
Jordan Mann, she's a 3-sport athlete. Usually plays soccer, but decided during quarantine to spend some time kicking the football, and it's paid off because here she is kicking the football, playing some high school football.
Yeah, Coach Steve Kaiser, her throwing coach in track and field, she mentioned it to him that she was interested, and he said, yeah, come on out. And here she is getting varsity action.
Her boot will head down, land around the 20, and take it out. Will Evergreen out past the 30-yard line.
Well, so typically, interestingly enough, girls soccer is the same season as boys football, so you have to pick. And I guess that's also the case right now. She played for 13 years and gave it up for football. She said she just enjoys football more. And, you know, when you're a senior, this is your last shot
play.
to do it.
You know, go for it. She's obviously good enough to play. And this year has been so, tough at times for these high school seniors and all of our students. So it's great to see them getting opportunities and new opportunities. And it's great to see them out here playing some football.
Well, it's good there. Evergreen is calling plays that really tailor to the strength of J.J. Wooden. He's good with his feet. They're moving him outside of the pocket, trying to let him make plays with his feet and with his arm. Keep those positive yards coming.
Yeah, and some, obviously, they've tried some other things. We're running up the middle, just straight back in the pocket, and the Storm's defense has had answers for that. So I think moving him around, like you said, gives him a little extra time. But here we are, 2nd and 7. Their own 36-yard line. Evergreen just trying to get something going. Back to pass. Looking, still looking. He's going to throw it up. He's got a man just not there. He had him, but there were some defenders there, and he's throwing on the run while getting pressured. I mean, that's a pretty good throw considering what was happening, around Wooden.
Yeah, he's running the wrong way. Throws kind of back against his body here. He feels the heat. He knows it's coming.
Yeah, he knows he's about to get hit. But that
It was
throw,
a
look at
perfect
that.
spiral.
I mean, there was almost picked off there.
Yeah, Tawan Conde ended up almost being like a defensive back, knocking that ball down.
That was Jonathan Stromberg who almost grabbed it. Hey, at this point in time, Evergreen's just looking for something. Even an interception that deep is almost as good as a punt. There's a pitch and almost a catch, just in and out of the hands of
Dominic Bold.
Yep. So now here we are at 4th and 7. I mean, if you're Christian Swain, do you go? Do you just try something? Or nope, you're going to throw out the punting unit. So we will see our friend Eli del Angel line up back there and try to get something a little better than the last one. He's probably a little tired.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of work tonight.
And his first few punts were definitely better than the last few punts. So let's see if he can get his foot behind this one and really drive it.
Nope.
What do we got?
I saw a Storm player rush onto the field at the last second. I don't know if he had to call the timeout.
Yep,
they
they
didn't
did.
have enough people on the field.
They did.
I was curious because I noticed on the bottom of the field the Evergreen wideout was completely uncovered, and then from nowhere, number 26 popped out from the Skyview sideline like, I'm here. Hey, we have a minute, so let's talk school stuff. Parents, the school district needs to hear your voice to help shape your child's school culture. You should have received in your email this week a climate and culture survey. The district wants to know what's working and what needs improvement at your child's school. Academics, school culture, equity, family support and engagement, and more will all be included in this survey. Leaders are going to use it for planning to make our schools positive places for kids, parents, and staff. So make sure that you turn that in.
Perfect read. Led right up to the snap, and there it is. And here comes the punt. Off another one of those sideways kicks. It's just not going to get the bounce that he was getting in that first half. It'll roll just to the 42-yard line of the Storm.
Craig, I'm a professional.
That would mean technically I'm not a professional? Is that
No, I'm just one professional to another. Just a reminder. Craig and I have worked together, have known each other for a long time. We were formerly co-workers at KATU. We enjoy giving each other a hard time sometimes, so just FYI, that's what's going on here.
Yes. I mean, he enjoys it. I'm not sure.
Well, that's because I get the better of it.
Here we go. Here comes the Storm again. 1st and 10 on their own 42. There's a run up the middle. Gainer around 4. Nick, will they run the clock at some point? Is that?
Are you asking me for football expertise?
I know at some point
brother.
they can.
No, there will be a running clock if the score differential gets higher. I'm a little fuzzy at the actual score.
I think we're close.
We are awfully close, yeah. Our producer in the booth, Ian, says he thinks it is running already. I thought it was. Gosh, I thought it was 49.
That's what I thought it was too. That's why I asked. But we'll.
Next time we see an incomplete
Sure,
pass or
we'll
a run out of bounds, we'll know for sure.
There's a run up the middle for another 3 or 4 yards, and we're looking at 3rd and 4 for the Storm. And we do have some substitutions. It looks like Mason Packer is in at quarterback now. The senior wearing number 3. He'll call for the football. He's going to throw it. He's got his man, but then drops. And we have just learned that we do have a running clock. Look at Ian. I'd like to thank Ian back in there. He's doing many things today.
Yeah, he's running the scoreboard, he's running audio, he's also playing the videos and announcements we have, plus helping our student crew if they have any questions. So he's
And apparently paying attention to the running clock also. Well, we're right here and didn't notice that. So, yep, the clock is running. We're at about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. And the Storm will do something they haven't done much today. They'll punt. Well, there's a good boot. They'll get a good roll, and that's going to go right inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. So the Storm kind of doing everything right today.
Yeah, you can't ask for any better than that.
Nope, and they're even running the clock in between possessions here. So things will speed up here in the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
But you know, I've got some more announcements. It's my personal goal to get through all of my announcements in every broadcast. And I'm excited to do the next one. So it's maybe at the end of the quarter, because we've got some great employees we'd like to recognize at the end of the quarter. So just FYI, look forward to that.
That's what we call a tease in the business, at least as professionals.
It wasn't a very good tease, but it was a tease.
Still in the shotgun is Evergreen. Man in motion. This time he'll give it to number 4. That is Jonathan Landry, and that's a nice first down run.
Yeah, Landry's shown a lot of speed today. Just hasn't had a lot of opportunity to get a lot of touches. He's only a sophomore, so you're kind of looking at the future of Evergreen's backfield right here.
Yep, let's gain is 6, so it's 2nd and 4 from their own 17-yard line. And J.J. Wooden, the senior, still in the ball game, still in the shotgun. He'll ask for the football. Awarded to him. He's got a little bit of time. He's rolling right. He's pointing. He's looking for someone, and he'll throw it up and just out of bounds. He's trying to direct traffic there, but
once he rolled to his right, number 3, Dominic Bowles, was down on the bottom side of the screen. He stayed towards the left sideline, making him virtually inaccessible to the quarterback instead of cutting across towards the other sideline.
Yep, see, he was trying to tell him to come across. There's nothing there, so did the safe thing and threw it out of bounds. We're moving at a 1:30 left, 3rd and 4 on the 17. Nobody in the backfield, so J.J. Wooden's either going to run it himself or throw it here. Up, and I say that, and they swing a guy right in front of him, and he hands it off. So, and breaks one tackle, but that ends up being worse than if he didn't. Jonathan Landry again, and he will not get there for the first down. So we're looking at a 4th down, and I'm going to say about 4 yards.
Yeah, the scorekeeper.
Yeah, the scoreboard was a little off. They trying to throw us for a curveball, putting first down on there, but not getting that past me, Nick Ball.
Well, as we determined, we don't know math, so we really do need to rely on that scoreboard operator. But actually, they're doing a great job tonight. You know, again, we do a lot of these games, and sometimes the scoreboard operators are, like tonight, doing a great job. Always accurate.
Right, they corrected it right away. Tough snap, it rolls. He handles it, but that always rushes the kick, and that one went kind of rolling like a ground ball to short. And that's not the sport we're playing, so.
It's too bad. He actually had time. Skyview wasn't bringing any pressure at all. If he had just collected himself, he could have gotten a little more underneath that instead of that end-over-end kick.
Right, but at that point, when that ball's rolling to you as a punter, you can just feel the pressure even if it's not there. All right, I think it's a good time for you to do that announcement that you teased as we head towards the 4th quarter.
I'm extremely excited about this. We have a moment. Let's take a look at the March winners of the district's Employee Excellent Award. These are all outstanding employees in the Vancouver Public Schools. Rachel Merritt, she's a nurse at Houck, Lakeshore and Special Services. She's been instrumental in the effort to vaccinate staff members. Deborah Lobdell and Kim Peters, who teach special education at Philida, are honored for their commitment to their students. Gina Hager, a teacher at Discovery Middle School, was nominated for her empathetic approach to students and staff. Nicole Wright, a teacher at Fir Grove School in the Vista program, is being honored for her creative approach to teaching. And Gina Lindsley, a teacher at Geyser Middle School, is recognized for her ability to create trusting relationships with students and parents. Congratulations to all this month's winners. And if you know an employee in Vancouver Public Schools who deserves this kind of recognition, submit it. Go to the website, vansd.org. Nominate the person in your child's school or the person that you work with or someone you know at Vancouver Public Schools who deserves, you know, a little bit of a shout out. And they're all doing such a great job right now with this remote learning. You want to give it to everybody, but you know, those staff members in particular deserve it. So submit.
All right, here we go. First play of the fourth quarter. Skyview with the football. Hands off. That's number 27. That's Jordan Park, senior, running back. And he's got himself a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, some tough running there.
Be very close to the first down marker, and they're giving it to him. So they move those chains. We're looking at 1st and 10 from the 25. I think we've got mostly second unit guys in here with the Storm.
But, you know, for somebody like Jordan Park, who is a senior, who's not a starter, these moments are really important. These are these lifetime moments that you're going to hold on to forever. So, you know, bright spots for those players.
Got some whistles and some talking. Ref's trying to sort some things out.
Is there a player on the ground on the sideline over here?
We got the ref walking over.
Yeah, I think there might be a player down on the Skyview sideline who's not in bounds but might be close enough or is requiring some attention. Yep, looks like Jordan Park, who we were just talking about.
Again, we hope it's something minor, maybe a cramp.
Yeah, he is out of bounds, so I think it's probably just abundance of safety since he happens to be laying right parallel or perpendicular right on the line of scrimmage. Again, that's a math thing I don't understand, but he's right there. Getting some attention from the trainer. Tough to see for us from our angle. There he's up, and I think it might have been a cramp. It looked like they were stretching his leg out.
Yeah, he ended up. He's kind of walking it off, and hopefully that's what we're looking at. Back to the action now. Another handoff. That's, I think, Jaden Knapp back in the football game. And that will be a gain of about 5 yards for Knapp. We'll go 2nd and 5 from the 20 as the clock continues to march down. We're at the 11-minute mark here. It's 42-0 Storm over the Plainsmen. There's Knapp again. He avoids the first defender, and then he's wrapped up.
Yeah, good bit of pursuit there from Evergreen. That looked like that was Gary McCulley and Josiah Cow on the tackle.
Once again, Mason Parker's in at quarterback. Number 3's. He came on to give Clark Coleman time to take a break on the sidelines with this cushion that Skyview has given themselves. They're going to go to Knapp again, and he's going to sneak ahead for, I believe, just enough for the first down, or, yep, they're moving the chains.
This is an absolutely brutal stretch of the year for Evergreen here. Playing Skyview, who is undefeated up until now. Within the span of 10 days, they're going to play Skyview, Union, and Mountain View over the next 10 days. That's a tough schedule for them.
Skyview 1st and 10 on the 15. We're going to go to the air, and that one is knocked down. Nicely done there by Jonathan Landry.
Kind of a wobbly pass that hung up there just a bit too long and really well covered by Landry.
Talk about that schedule, but Coach Swain, Evergreen said, hey, you know, no one's complaining. We're just glad to be playing. And you can totally understand that. At this point, you know, we're playing football here in March. High snap handled by Packard. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be wrapped up. right there at the line of scrimmage, so we're going to have about 3rd and 10.
Yeah, shirt tail tackle there by, gosh, I believe that's Malachi Mongold, who held on to him there, came up limping a little bit. He's still on the field, but great effort from Mongold to hold on to him there.
So we'll have 3rd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Packer will be in the shotgun. Couple claps. Looking for the football. He's back to pass. He lasers one across the field for a touchdown. And that is Joseph Perez, the junior, sliding catch for 6. We're up to 48-0 Storm. And as you mentioned, these are big moments for guys that don't get to play, especially when you're the backup quarterback and your quarterback's as good as Clark Coleman. Mason Packer, he comes in, shows you he can get it done with his right arm.
Yeah, a really good touch there, because there were defenders about, and he laced it in between. He didn't attempt to overthrow it, put a little air under it, and let his receiver go get it.
Trying to see, looks like extra point will be taken and put up and in by number 24.
Fedya Henriks Tarasenkoff. If I'm not mistaken, his dad is actually a teacher in Vancouver Public Schools, I think at Hudson's Bay. Peter. If my Twitter sleuthing has told me anything.
You hear the band playing in the background of the Storm.
One of my favorite things about when we're doing football and the band is here, whoever's on camera 3, you can't hear the director at any point because they're right next to the band, but I think that Sam over there is doing a great job.
Yeah, I want to say great job by all the students today. We gave them a shout out earlier, but I really appreciate their efforts and their skill. I mean, they've been right on it with their cameras, and the students that are back directing and producing, just really, really well done.
So here's Mann with the kickoff again. She's been getting the bulk of the kickoffs lately, showing a pretty good touch with putting those in the right spot.
So again, pop it right into that empty spot. It's a good bounce this time, though, for Evergreen, but they're fast. The Swarm are the Storm. And
yeah, really great pursuit there on special teams.
Tawan Condi's stopped, and yeah, Mann's in there to kick it to a certain spot, not to blast it away, and she's nailed it every time.
You know, seeing Mann on the field reminds me of a story from my own high school experience, Craig. We had a girl on my high school football team. She was an exchange student from Finland who came to the United States and wanted the American experience, and to her that was playing football. Right. So she came out and played football. I think she's probably, in my high school's history, she was the only football player who was also homecoming queen.
There you go. Do you want to say what high school you went to? I mean, you got to.
I went to Portland Lutheran High School.
Give it a shout out.
It no longer exists. It went out of business. But
so that record will never be broken.
Yeah. In 1996, I was the football MVP. We played 8-man football. We had 11 players on the teams, and I was the only senior. So I had to get the award. I still have the plaque at home. I'll show you next time you come over.
Okay. Our high school experiences were very different. All right. So it looks like we're still have J.J. Wooden in the game for Evergreen at quarterback. We're about 5 minutes and 50 seconds away from this one ticking away. And there goes Wooden scrambling. He's going to keep it himself. Going to get himself a first down. And once again, showing those quick feet.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys, too, that the farther he runs, the faster he goes. You know, he's not quick. I would say he's fast. And once he gets up to full pace here, you can see the defender tries to keep up and kind of gets left in the dust. I mean, that's the difference between a quarterback and, say, a linebacker. But you see the separation he gets.
And smartly putting the ball from his right hand to his left hand towards the sidelines when running that direction. Here he is again. This time he will hand it off, almost reluctantly.
You can see he's somebody who's been well coached both at Lake Oswego and here at Evergreen. And just those little things like you talked about, moving the ball from hand to hand and just having a grasp of how, how the game works.
That was to O'Shea Jackson. You see, this is the old option there, where you put it in the gut and then it's up to the running back's job is to grab it as hard as he can, and the quarterback's job is to decide if he's going to let him keep it or not. That time he did, and they got 8 yards. This time on the end around, that's going to be a first down and a little bit more. That is Jonathan Landry with the first down.
Yeah, I like watching him come around the end there with that speed. He can really, really turn the corner.
Mike Riley loved that play. The Beavers did that many times. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, 4 minutes to go. Back to pass is Wooden. He's looking. He doesn't find anything. He scrambles out, still looking. Tosses it up, right down into the hands of Landry. And that is the biggest play of the day for Evergreen, as they're going to be 1st and goal for the first time inside the 5. Well done by J.J. Wooden.
Yeah, it looks like Landry is down now. He's struggling to get up there by the goal line.
That looks like a cramp, too.
Yeah. Again, these cold nights, it happens. A really clever throw there out of Wooden. You saw, as the play developed, Landry cut in front of or just behind, right around that defensive back. Wooden saw the play developing, threw it over the top, forcing his receiver to go back behind to make the catch, leading his receiver where he wanted him.
There it is. Again, escaping trouble, running left, throwing right. Not an easy thing to do. And right into the hands of Landry. There's a run up the gut. Are we going to get in? It is close. They're going to mark him down at the 1. That was O'Shea Jackson. Now they're calling it a fumble, are they? Nope.
The Skyview players
wanted but they're going to say that O'Shea Jackson was down. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 1.
Let's take a look here.
I think he probably just tried to stretch it out to get it in. Ooh.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one.
They don't have replay here in high school, so we're going to stick with 2nd and goal from the 1. Up the gut, and this time we've got a touchdown. Evergreen has finally hit pay dirt, and that time it was O'Shea Jackson with the touchdown. Evergreen is on the board.
Evergreen's line got a really good push there, making it pretty easy for Jackson to barrel his way in.
Yep, nice push up front.
Easy's not the word for it. He got hit pretty hard and kept his feet moving, but the line did a nice job there creating a little bit of space.
Looks like they'll go to kick the extra point here. And I think that will be Eli del Angel. We've seen punt a lot. He's going to get his first opportunity. Let's try to kick one through the uprights. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. 49-7, the Storm lead this one, but Evergreen will not be shut out today as their offense finds a way to get into the end zone here late in the 4th quarter.
I mean, Evergreen's offense has been great all year long against lesser defenses, so they have a lot of competency. It's just a matter of sometimes you play a defense that's just a little bit bigger and just a little bit faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, starting off the year 2-0 is a great start, and it allows you to come into this Skyview game and kind of, you got to see where you are, and you know that you're good enough to beat 2 teams, but you're not good enough yet to compete with the Skyviews. And Christian Swain, and his team, they've got a heck of a 3-game run, as you mentioned. I mean, they've got to play Union, and they've got to play Mountain View, so they'll be able to go home tonight and say, okay, we were feeling good at 2-0, but now we've got to understand that to be 3-1, we're going to have to play a lot better. And Christian Swain he'll get him going in the right direction. I mean, I've back in my K2 days covered him as he brought Roosevelt's program up another level. Of course, done it here. That little floater kick handled at Skyview. Also did a really good job at Columbia River. I mean, he knows what it takes to win football games, and he also knows what it takes to build a program.
Yeah, he stepped into a difficult situation. I don't want to say difficult, but he took over at Columbia River for John O'Rourke, who was a longtime football coach, had been there for a couple of decades, and they didn't miss a beat. And sometimes that's a hard place to go in, even if it is already successful with a strong program. So he's shown he can coach in a lot of different situations. And it's not like the cupboard was barren here at Evergreen.
Yep.
So
Skyview, you got to think, just going to run out the clock a little. Nope, I say it and they throw a pass, right? I guess with the running clock, it's all the same. Nice pitch and catch for a first down here as the clock goes below 1 minute. We might have one or two more plays.
And with fewer games, it's hard to just run out the clock because that's fewer minutes and fewer opportunities for players to get reps. And especially, for seniors who are seniors or upperclassmen who the clock is running out for them.
Here we are. This might be the last play of the game, and this one looks like they're going to go into victory formation here and wait to the last possible second to snap the ball. They'll hit a knee. They'll say good game. And there you go. That'll do it here as the clock's going to tick down to 0. Skyview remains undefeated. They'll move to 4-0 with a 49-7 victory over the Evergreen Plainsmen.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. It was not a close game, but it was fun to watch. Skyview performed well. Evergreen, you see a lot of promise in that Plainsman team, so I enjoyed doing this with you. We got to do it more often.
Well, thanks for having me, Nick, and thank you everyone for watching. You've been enjoying a competitive first quarter and then a second half that just started with a bang for Skyview.
I would argue it started with a boop.
With a boop. Jaden Knapp took the kickoff, said, don't kick it deep, because if you do, I'm taking it to the house. And he does. And then here he is again, taking the handoff. It was a good third quarter if you're Jaden Knapp.
And here he is again.
Well, this was the
fake.
The beautiful pass from Mason Parker to Joseph Perez. And then it's Evergreen getting something done late. And happy for J.J. Wooden, did a lot of running around and scrambling, and there he did hit Jonathan Landry for the long one that got him first and goal, and from there it was O'Shea Jackson hammered it in for the lone touchdown for Evergreen.
And hey, if you like football, there's some great news. We're coming back tomorrow. Fort Vancouver is hosting Seton Catholic at 7 p.m. right here at Kiggins Bowl. On Saturday, March 27th, a week from this Saturday, Skyview is back in action. You'll have one more chance to see the Storm as they take on Mountain View at 1 p.m. You can watch all of our broadcasts on Comcast or the district's social media channels. So please tune in and share it with your friends. Make sure they can see these games too.
Once again, your final score is Skyview 49, Evergreen 7. For Nick Vole, I'm Craig Bernbach. Thanks for watching.